Today I'd like to discuss math principles for doing shortcuts or some clever steps to do multiplications. So let's say, for example, we're going to multiply 87 times 21. Okay. Now, of course, you can look at this in many different ways. You could do it one way where you can actually do 87 times 20 and then 87. Okay, that'll get the answer right there. So let's do that. So 87 times 20 would be 1740 plus 87. 87, okay, right up here. So that would be 7. This would be a 2. This would be an 8. And that would be 1. And that's your answer right there. Okay? How could you do it? Well, you could do it where you do what is called right to left, doing crossing. So let's move some space down here. And we would go 7 times 1 is 7. Then we would go 14, and 8 is 22. So we would put down the 2, carry the 2 up here. And then last thing we would do 16 and 2 is 18. And so you got 18. Same answer. Easy way to do it. So the point, it's about getting the answer that you want. Now, if you're going to do it with mental math, let's say, we come over here, and we will mark down, 80. That's the answer writing down. I got to start over again. I don't want to write the answer now, write down the question. Okay, so again, what we're making is 87 times 21. All right, okay. Keep the tape going. So you will do 16 here. See how that works? 16, hold it in memory. And then you would go 22. So that would be 1827. So 1, 8, 2, and 7. That's mental math. So again, you can see everything gives you the right answer. So that's a good way to do it. Now, for you to decide which is the best method, that's up to you. It's up to you. Now, another thing that we can do, making room here, is with the same question, right here is time. So it's 87 times 21. And what you would do is this way. Again, you can use different numbers, but we're going to just use the same one to make the point. You start here, you would say 16. And then here, this would be 22. So it would be 2 on top, 2 on the bottom, and then 1. And I just put in a 0. 1 times 7 is 7. And so you have that. And then again, the same thing you do is you would just basically just line them up. So you have, you can see that, you have 1, 8, 2, and 7. And that's the answer. Again, the exact same answer that you have. So what I'm basically saying here is that there are many ways to get the same answer. It depends on your proficiency and how you want to attack the question. But as long as you get the answer, it works. Now, this one would basically show, it's like a little box. It shows a breakdown of all the numbers, and that's a very good way to do that. This one here, of course, we did the same thing. We just kind of broke it down. This one here, again, it broke it down in 2 divisions. And then this one here, of course, we did it with just mental math. But the point is, when you want to do these, you want to find the best way for you. Because there's no right or wrong way if you get the right answer. It's just the best way to use the technique that it works for you. And one thing I really don't like is when I see people on the internet and talk about, oh, we got a question for you, want you to solve it in 3 seconds. Okay, go ahead. Then they say, oh, you can't do it. I'll show you how to do it. It's not about speed, it's about proficiency. So let me make another one. And we'll see what we can get with this one. We're going to show you now, this is going to be, I call this shortcut for doing numbers that are close to 100. And I like this one a lot. I think it's kind of, it's fun. Sometimes you want to just have fun, like you use math as a game. Now, if you would look at this here, again, you could solve it. You could go, you can do it times 100, and then you would take away 2 times. Okay, that's all good. But this is what I want to show you. This is 2 away from 100. Okay. So assuming that your answer doesn't go over 100, the second part, you can very easily just subtract 2 from the answer, like this. Okay. And so it would be 55. Now, the difference between this number and 100 is going to be 43. Okay? That's the difference between this number. It's called complement because 57 and 43 equal 100. Okay? So if you know that 57 and 43 equal 100, then the difference is called the complement. Okay? So what you do is you take this number here, 2 from 100, and you would take the complement, which is 43, and you double it. Okay? So if you double the complement, you're going to have, okay, you're going to have 86. All right. So then what you do is you've taken 2 from this number here. You've taken 2 from 57. You've taken away 2 and 55. And this is the complement doubled. And then that's going to be the answer, 86. So that works. And again, let's use the same number again. I'm going to go 98 times 57. 98 times 57. If you were just using, standard math, you can get it done just as quickly. Okay. Let's use the one where we just do a cross section. Okay. Or even a box. You want to use a box? Let's use a box. Okay. So here you would go 9 times 5. That's going to be 45. You got to leave space up here though. Okay. Then you would go 40 and 60. That's 103. So what you have here is you have to do this. Okay. You have to go 1, 0, 3. There's only space for 2 things. You got to put that in that space there. 103. Okay, you've done that. Okay. Then you go 56, which is 5, and you go 6. Okay. Now our answer, if you have room for it here, this is a 6. This is an 8. This is a 5. And this is a 5. See? So you get the same answer. It works. But the thing about it is, when I look here, at this little shortcut that I showed you, I can do this mentally. I can see that this is going to be a 43, and I can double it to 86 and take away 2, and I get the answer immediately. So that's a good mental math trick. This box is going to help you to to make sure you line things up properly and get the right answer. But it's not really a mental step, but it does show your work. So if you were in class and the teacher would say, "We want you to show your work," I've heard cases where people actually lost points because they didn't show their work. So you wouldn't want to just write out the answer. You need to show your work, or you can put an explanation of what you did. But the point is, by putting the box in here, you showed what you did. You can see it going backwards. You got it's very clear. You had your 45 and your 103, and then you kept going from there. And so the point is, and again, I do see it's a 56. Okay, I'm just saying for clarity, you want to just see it all there, and then you can just start lining it up. And what this does is it really takes away math anxiety. People, they get anxious about concepts of math, and they say, "I can't do things," or they want to, really say it has to be done quickly. Well, to me, doing math is sometimes like parallel parking. If people watch you do it, you get nervous. But if you follow the steps, you're showing off, basically. You're showing what you can do. And this is a really good technique. Again, I like to have fun. You could use this technique for all of the 90s. I wouldn't recommend it past 95 because it becomes a bit redundant. But the point is, it's still fun to do that where you would take a compliment. Now, if you ever have a number where the number is bigger than 100, let's say you did the other way around, and you had 114, then you only have to reduce the number by 1 because that 100 it always takes away the need to reduce it by 2 because you got that 1 coming back. So the way around, it would have been you only have to reduce it by 1 instead of 2 if this complement that you did in reverse was more than 100. So if you were doing 98 times 43, then your complement would give you a number which is bigger than 100. And so you reduce this, by 1. So you would have 42. And then the difference on the other side of that, which would be 14. Okay, so that's just something you can work on. But the thing about math is you have to be an active participant in doing the math. You can't just say, "Okay, I'm casual about it. I do it every now and then." I sit down for hours every day, and I just look at math principles and write down math solutions and find things. And I'm only dealing with basic math. So I'm talking about adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, decimal points, percentages, things that people really need in real life. I'm not thinking about higher forms because if I use these things in my life, then it's worth studying. And I use it all the time in ways that are, even kind of hard to explain, but, I can figure out calendars because I understand the math concepts, or I'm very seldom late for any place I go because I know the math of time. So I know how to get somewhere. I just continue to count 60 seconds over and over again. I can see where I got to go, or I can see the vision of 60 seconds, for 10 points. So we got 600, and we break it down to 9 times 6, 8 times 7 times 6. You just go from there. It's amazing. So when you start to use real math principles, it doesn't become hard to understand. But you have to practice every day, and you have to not be afraid to make mistakes and to push yourself further. So when you study these videos, be active with it. Listen to what I have to say, practice, find your own examples, but use these techniques, and you'll have a lot of fun. So thanks for watching the video. Again, please subscribe, like, share, but always watch it more than once. And to me, it's important that you learn these because these are for you. John's Life Academy. Have a great day.